Something I wish believers would understand about Mormonism is that it teaches the exact same stuff about people who leave the church and people who criticize the church as basically all other high demand religions and cults. Us versus them narratives are a feature of these high control groups, they're not a bug. Mormonism does have a lot of people leaving it regularly right now because it makes a lot of specific, thoroughly debunkable truth claims, and now that people have access to the internet and don't just live in Mormon bubbles where very little alternate information can come in, people are finding that out. But people leaving any high demand religion or cult are subject to the same kind of demonization by the group that they're leaving. There are textbook methods that they're all doing. As we're always mentioning in our videos, former members of high demand religions and cults are the most effective way to get other people out, according to expert cult researchers and psychologists. For high control groups, people leaving and rejecting the group's efforts to continue controlling them is bad news bears, because it can introduce the idea of that even being possible to other members. In groups like Mormonism, where most people are raised in it since birth, they may genuinely have never even considered that leaving the group or even questioning its authority or truth claims generally is a viable option. It's all their brain has ever known, so it's really hard to think outside of its framework. This is why high control groups are so scary. All of these high control groups have strategies to avoid people questioning them, right? They'll tell people that leaving the group will result in bad things happening to them. They'll convince people that they might not even be able to survive in the outside world because it's such a terrible place. They'll cast anyone who leaves the group as immoral, weak-minded, whatever. They might even openly make up false stories about them to make them look bad. We've seen that from all of these groups, Mormonism and all the rest. They'll also have their go-to apologetics for evidence and arguments that shows the group's claims to be false or harmful, though ideally they won't need to use these apologetics because they'd prefer to just keep all the issues as hidden as possible. A la Joseph Smith and other leaders marrying children for generations, among thousands of other things. People don't criticize or persecute, as believers will often call it, Mormonism more than other religions. I mean, I think Mormonism is having a moment right now, so there's a lot of focus on it in mainstream media, which is great because it's been a long time coming. But Mormonism is not special. People who leave harmful, corrupt, high control groups will often speak out about them because you feel this sort of moral responsibility to do so after realizing how much you were under certain damaging psychological spells that you truly did not think you were under. So Mormons, if you're here, watch for how often people at church, both members and leaders, are talking about people who leave and casting them and their reasons for leaving in a negative light. Start noticing how prevalent those narratives are and how much people are constantly trying to prevent people from questioning the LDS Church's authority and superiority. If you're feeling brave, notice what goes on in your own mind and body when you encounter things that make you feel uncomfortable about the church. What defense mechanisms are in place to ensure that you stick to your already established beliefs at all costs, or, not question any of the really big, scary ones. How much is fear driving your thinking about the church? If you genuinely want to know what's true more than you're afraid of the possibility that your worldview might not be, you will almost definitely uncover truth that can help you become a healthier, happier human being, because being psychologically dependent on these types of groups, in my opinion, is just not healthy. It is a hard journey for a lot of people, but the fruits, as you guys say, are worth it.